What was the hottest thing someone said to you? One time my husband made me wait to CM. I actually got the idea from Reddit when I was close to coming. He told me I wasn't allowed to come until he said so. When I count to 10 you can CM, and then he slowly counted to 10, waiting longer and longer between each number. I exploded at 9. Turns up the anticipation don't CM until I count to 5. 0 0 0. Plot twist, guy has you count back from 100 by 7s. I had a first date that was going pretty well. It got better when she discreetly asked what are we having for breakfast tomorrow morning, about halfway through the night. This is the best way to ask for sex at the end of a date. This is called an assumptive close. Driving around with girl. She said she had the most comfortable underwear on and that I should feel them. I reached to feel. She wasn't wearing any. Fell for one of the classic blunders. A land war in Asia, going up against a Sicilian, when death is on the line. Inconceivable. Mine is kind of gross NGL. I was at my friend's engagement party in their house shortly after my ex-husband and I broke up. I was still breastfeeding my youngest baby and had expressed some milk in their bedroom and discreetly put it in the fridge. Later a guy who was so hot was grabbing more beers and I heard my friend's fiancé laugh because he must have seen my milk. I was cringing at first when I heard my friend say back quote, yeah trust me, you don't want to drink that one bro, and the hot guy replied back quote for her, if she let me drink it straight from the tap it'd be the best day of my f-king life. Officially it was a pretty weird thing to say, but I felt so unattractive after giving birth / ending my marriage that overhearing that made me feel tingly as FK. When I had my first, I discovered that I'm an overproducer. I had a freezer full and I wanted to help other moms out. So me, being the naive 22-year-old I was, got on the internet and googled who can use my breast milk. And that's how I discovered some people really like breast milk. I sold some breast milk. If I were more outgoing and unhindered, there could have been some good money to be made. Like $500 off our money. A coworker, before they left for the night, told me they refilled the printer paper to make my shift easier and that did all sort of things to my body. Immediately experienced a toner. I remember a girl I was talking to was in love with my shoulders. I'm a bigger guy, so my shoulders are pretty broad, but she would almost get off just from feeling and holding onto my shoulders, and it was the hottest thing to have someone actually attracted to a part of me. FK. That sounds so cool. Hot broad shoulders are a turn on for sure. This guy shoulders are the bomb. Don't even have to be too beefed. Just seeing that natural muscle flex under the skin, combined with feeling that relaxed power and sense of security they exude, is enough to make you catch your breath. And if you nestle yourself exactly right in their arms, lying on those shoulders, you also get to kiss their neck and OD on their sweet, earthy musk. Pure heaven x3. A girl moaning your name during sex. It happened to me once, and I couldn't stop thinking about it for a week. A girl moaning your name during sex. Wait, my name? Oops, sorry, oh Loverwoods. What the FK is a Loverwood? I don't know. I just had an unshakable urge to scream it. It's okay, you in good hands. I'm just going to have a little fun in a soft yet terrifying voice whispered into my ear while tied up. Good shit. I'll start getting kinky. My partner, Dennis Haysbert, apostrophe. My ex told me, wow your penis tastes so good, while giving me head. Made me lose it. She could suck like nobody's business, and in time, she even sucked out my happiness. Well that went from 100 to 0 fast. 0, 1 0 0, 0 there and back again by Bilbo Baggins. Not said, but when I was in high school I had borrowed my sweatshirt to a girl for the day. At the time I figured she was probably out of my league, but when I got it back at the end of the day, her number was in the pocket. And if this doesn't teach people to check pockets before starting the laundry, I don't know what would. I like it when you pull me close to you. From a girl I had met just 5 seconds prior and started dancing with. Sent chills down my back. I hope I never forgot about that moment. I've never felt that good. Wasn't after sex. We had just been cuddling. That's wholesome. I can't wait to make you CM again, always gets me. Sounds like the best grocery shopper lace CM again. My name. It's the way she says it. Oh Book Dragon 23. Give it to me. We can either go out for dinner at 5, or you can FK me and we will get there at 530 ish. Me ex loved planning things out. We will get there at 5:05. 5:01. Take it or leave it. Hell. I think I could still swing 5 PM. AHH2 pumps and a quiver man like myself. When my GF and I first kissed, we were talking, and she looks at me and says, I've always wanted to kiss you. I blushed and she smirks. Then goes, wanna? Won my heart, and here we are 12 years later still together. This is how the guy I'm seeing and I first kissed. He is so polite and thoughtful. I know he never would have made the first move. I wondered if sex would be the same way. But nope. He really stepped it up there. Edit. A few more details, because they make me laugh now. It was the Saturday of Valentine's weekend. We went out to a few bars together. No mention of the word date. We had started hanging out strictly as friends a few months earlier. He sent me an Uber, and we got dinner and drinks. A few hours later, after the bars closed, we had planned to go to a late night pizza joint, but they ended up being closed. So I invited him back to my place for pizza eggs. Mind you, it's like 3 AM now, lol. We ate and I showed him around my place and introduced him to my plants, lol. Finally it's like 4 AM and his Uber is on the way, and my brain finally gets the nerve to ask him for a kiss, lol. Literally his Uber pings right in the middle of it. And yes, he cancelled it. Green lights work. When I was in college I hooked up with a guy who had such a big dick I literally had no idea what to do with it. It wouldn't even fit in my mouth to give head. So I improvised as best I could. Mouth on head with tongue. Hand on shaft pumping. Other hand fondling balls. Thought I just hit everything I could. Afterwards, the guy asked me, where the hell did you learn how to do that? I felt pretty accomplished, since I had no idea what I was doing. I had the same thing said to me in college when I was 19ish. I met a really hot guy several years older than me and obviously more experienced, and the first time we hung out I was on my period. I was nervous about lacking enough skills to blow him to completion, but I gave it my all and made up some new techniques on the spot. A few minutes in, he was groaning and then started like twitching and having difficulty sitting still. I got paranoid I was hurting him or something. So I stopped and asked if he was alright and if he wanted me to stop. He was dumbfounded and sort of embarrassed and said something like, no, it feels so good, I can't even contain myself. Please don't stop. After I completed the deed, he was like paralyzed laying there, and after he was done catching his breath for a few minutes, he just started laughing and said, how the fuck did you learn to do that? I thought I had gotten good head before, but that was a whole other level. I just grinned and shrugged my shoulders, and he thought I was just being coy and humble, but I genuinely just went for it, and it worked out, lol. It ended up turning into quite the ego boost, and a way for me to gain shameless validation with future men from blowing their minds. Edit. I gotta stop commenting on AskReddit threads on my main. After pounding my morning coffee, I overshare, and then of course they are my most popular comments. Enthusiasm is just as valuable, if not more so, than experience or technique. After seaming all over her stomach and searching for a towel in the half dark, she says, this wouldn't be a problem if you had just CM in my mouth. No wonder that is carved in your memory. I just imagine op years later alone in a room going stupid, while hitting their head in tears. I could tell you my name, but I want you to fuck me like you don't know it. Make me confess it. I do not think this will ever be topped. The setting. Context. The woman, it was all perfect. I'm a woman, and I got a tingle from that. And 7 years later, it still gets me. Got with this new girl, and when she pulled down my pants she made an annoyed sigh. I was like, well, WTF is up? To which she replied, of course your DCK is as pretty as your face. Best compliment of my life. Thanks Cassie. The only acceptable way to call you DCK face is a sincere compliment. Giovanni from Hell's Kitchen wants to know your location. First date with the guy I'm still seeing. We were making out and stuff and I could tell he was restraining himself very hard from continuing further. He stops kissing me, kind of groans, and says the things I would do to you right now. I've never felt more wanted in my life. Something about wanting to do things to you, but controlling themselves because they are gentlemen just gets me so bad. Now those guys are special. I remember when I first started dating my ex, I had bought really cute lingerie and while he was watching a random video on his computer, I asked him if he would like to play with me. The immediate pausing of the video and the look on his face as he swiveled around, both thrilled and embarrassed the hell out of me. Whips out his Lego collection. I thought you'd never ask. See, but my wife and I have a pretty large Lego collection. We've had sex, and then after, legit sat at the kitchen table and put together a Lego pirate ship. Fking goals. No, Fking. Then goals. He just explained the order of operations. A girl I was sleeping with for the first time said me first and then sat on my face. Hottest thing ever. Jokes on her. I would finish first if she did that. Think Op was in the same boat and she learned her lesson. Hopefully she would be willing to learn that lesson a few more times. Look at me while you come UHH. My heart would honestly stop for a few seconds if someone said that to me. The only girl who said this to me was Bulgarian. And a few weeks later, after we ended things, she slept with my friend. I asked him if she said that to him too, and he said yeah. We laughed it off. AHH study abroad. I can still feel you. Well yeah, I'm still inside you. Ghost CCK, Phantom CCK, Gasper. On a Tinder date, and I offered to buy the next round of drinks and she looked me dead in the eye and said sure, or we could go back to mine and I can sit on your face. We left immediately. Wise choice. I'd like to see the cocktail menu first. Some places really dazzle with fresh ingredients. My wife and I were out watching a band. They were really good. Place was packed, but she had gotten dressed up for it and looked amazing. After maybe a half hour I turned to her and said, "Want to go home and fuck?" She said yes, then grabbed my arm and said yes. It was the second yes that got me. We picked up our stuff and started to leave and saw the people behind us smiling. They had obviously heard us, and she clearly didn't care, which was also really hot. This is so hot and wholesome, edited to add r/hot and wholesome. It really is. I also like the second yes. It gives some serious urgency. When we were making out pretty hot and heavy, she grabbed my hand and shoved it into her panties saying stop being such a gentleman. I thought we were taking it slow, but she had other ideas. That's the sex equivalent of mashing A, to skip all the cutscenes. I'm all about mashing some A. Lean down so I can kiss you. A girl 35 centimeters shorter than me said that once. Let me help you. Picks her up. French girl. I grabbed her when she fell. I apologized, sorry if I hurt you in the sexiest accent ever, darling. I'm not made of sugar, and blew me a kiss. Shit, makes my heart flutter just thinking about it. I didn't know that was a French idiom. You learn something new every day. It's translated Je northeast sus pas en sucker, a pretty common saying. I like it very much. Je northeast sus pas en pamplemousse.